Okay, this bullnose is going to be titled Quarter Turn Bullnose because I couldn't find the one I wanted to show earlier. Right. Same with everything. I can call this one kitchen corner if I wanted. I can call it whatever you like. It's basically the same principle on everything. They are not two different skills. We just want to learn that one. It is so bloody simple, but it applies to everything, boys. And so if you're going to be doing quarter turns, most common, we could do a double one later on another time, but really it's the same thing. If, you know, get a plank, a straight edge, or whatever you want, I don't care. You just want to do a line. Everyone knows how to do that. And then you're going to put it that side and you're going to do another line. This is going to form a cross. You're going to get your set of dividers, which if you're serious about LVT and you learn what these can do, then I assure you that's when you start realising that you know what I mean, you're good. So you're not going to get it right first time and it doesn't really matter. You're just going to set them to roughly where the cross is, and as it hits the straight part of your bullnose or whatever, you're going to get an off-cut tile. You're going to try several times possibly to get it right, but eventually you'll get it right and it'll go like that. So it doesn't matter what size the curve is, you've just got to make it straight to find that. Once you've got that, you've got your bullnose. You honestly have. But what we're going to do quickly now, because how you're going to be doing it and that, this will help you find your angle. Now, if you're going to be doing it, if you've got a curve cutter, if not, just make that shape out of a bit of ply. It does actually work. Put a knife in it and pull it round. But if you've got one of these, then obviously, you know, you're going to have your field fitted, and it is better to just, you know, cut this field out and then put the bullnose in. So you're going to mark where, oops, sorry. So you're basically going to be marking, if I can, you know, I'm only doing it thin because it's fitting there, but you basically do whatever size you like, wouldn't you? If it's 5 inches, 6 inches, I'm only doing it like this so it can fit, you know, like a 3. So you'll have there the marks you're going to be having on your floor, aren't they? So that's how you basically set the curve. Once you've got the curve, you've got your little template of an off-cut tile. You can then use this, so if you're fitting to it, make some marks, there's your curve. Just get the curve, it's the most important thing. If you haven't got a curve cutter to already cut the field, this is how you're going to make a jig. And this is really only for the quarter turn, really. And this is just like a recent hack that I stumbled on while I was doing another thing and then doing another thing. So, simple process quickly now. Will be, let me just put that on there, is to do 2 lines. Where's that other little ruler? I found a load of these things recently, but anyway, what you're going to need, there's a line going one way and the same line going one way. Like I said, it really doesn't matter how big this is. What you're going for is the crossover point here. You know, this then brings your project up into this area of the tile, and it's easier to use. Now, basically, I won't try and complicate. You've got this for your internal curve, haven't you? And that is all you're going to do, is you're going to put it on your point that you've just created, and where it hits the line, you are just going to bring that round like that, okay? And that is all you've got to do to start off with. If the border's going to be 3, what you're going to basically do is mark your 3. Okay, and that's it. So don't think anything more of it. So you've just marked where your border's going to be. Now you'll either do it with dividers or you're going to have, I don't know, you know, something with a hole and a pin to reach that. You know, if you've got dividers that reach it, there's loads of different sets you can get. But you're basically just going to put that on the mark where it hits your 3. Make sure it checks the other end. Oops. And you're just going to bring that round, okay? So you've got that coming round there. That's obviously going to be bringing that one into that bit there. Okay. Now if you wanted to, square it off, you bring the straight to meet your curve. You don't try and get the curve to meet the straight. It's a lot easier to do it with the when you are bringing it from the straight inwards. So what this will give you, obviously if you take your time on it, that is basically going to give you your curve for your border. If you wanted a template of a shape, you can actually then, if I had have scored that right across, where you had those 2 square marks, bada bada bing, bada bada bing, that will actually create, once you bring that round, you'll know where it's got to go to be the vertical for there. And then the same for that one there. You can do your crosshead or wedges, but that will be your curve. Your curve's always got to be, try and keep it mechanical, you know. So that's, you know, just one way. And if you want to do the crosshead or wedges or anything like that, we'll do that in the next video. This one is just to explain an easy way to do the quarter turn, but usually it's the same rule for a kitchen corner, it's the same rule for a double bullnose, and it is basically finding radiuses, and it is as simple as that. So, you know, basically, and also that applies to any other curve. I shouldn't have to say that, but you know, it does. There you go. Or you can use this external one, get your things in place, and you've got your border you can set where. So you've got your options of how you want to do it. You know, sometimes, you know, if it's like this, if you have got a curve cutter or make one out your ply, if you've got a really, really perfect bullnose, it's nice to pull something round that because you won't get the kink. And by doing it in the field first, you have got the opportunity, should you do a little boo-boo, to get it sorted. Then it's just a case of the internal curve, unders and overs, and there you have your perfect bullnose, you know. What you don't want to be doing is, you know, setting in a curve, getting template paper and trying to do that when that mimics that. There you go.